Hello, everybody. Jack Olmstead, GMO Free News. I'm here right now with Melissa Mays. She's the water warrior in Flint. That's just everywhere. She's in Chicago. She's in Washington, D.C. She's marching. She's in cars. And now she's finally at a home for, how long are you going to be home?
Just about an hour. Just about an hour before I have to go kick off one of my 2 concerts I have this weekend. So, yeah,
That's
so I have
right.
about an hour.
You're a busy concert promoter.
Yeah, that too. So we've got Damage Fest, which we do every year for my friend Damage. It's his birthday, and it's a 2-day. Oh, and Billy, my drummer,
Ah,
they practice in my house, the band Avenue Sky. They're playing tonight, and he just brought me 2 giant Red Bulls because I am a little tired. So, so we have a concert tonight and tomorrow night.
let's talk about you being tired. How much sleep have you had over the last 2 days?
7 hours. 7 hours.
You're running on 7 hours and
In 2 days. And I won't go to bed until 3 in the morning when we get done with the concert tonight. So I got a ways to go yet. I don't sleep on the bus. I had 3.5 hours of sleep before the bus ride to Steve Harvey yesterday, and about 3.5 last night.
Can you talk about Steve Harvey before we get into the march?
He was furious. He was absolutely furious about what's been happening to us. Very cool setup. The town hall thing was cool. The first opening segment was actually with my family that they did on Monday, and my kids did an awesome job. But they talked about what was going on, and there was people Bob was there. I was waiting in line to use the restroom, actually, and I texted him. I was like, "Are you here?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "It'll air in a week." I was like, "Look out the hallway." And he's like, "Oh my goodness." And I took the picture while he was talking, so I'm not very kind. But he said he's so proud of my sons and how far they've come. He said he was just so happy to see them in DC. So, because we got to hang out when he was here a year ago in Flint, because February 14th was our first big march in Flint last year, and he was with us. So Bob Bocock is amazing. So he was one of the experts on the panel, along with Senator Anna Nick and Charlie LaDuff and a doctor, Dr. Corder, out of DC, who made it clear, finally gave us an answer. Is it safe to bathe? And the answer is no. So, and she explained why it's not safe to bathe in this. And
Why is it not safe to bathe? Because everybody says that lead does not get transmitted through skin.
It can be absorbed through skin, but just not at a high amount and not very quickly. But for babies, that's not okay. Our skin is our largest organ. However, she is smart enough to know that it's not just lead in our water. There's all the other contaminants and the bacteria. And she said it is not safe. You don't even know what you're being exposed to. So I have somebody from Virginia keep calling me. I know my voicemail's full. Today's crazy. I will get to it.
Well, thanks for spending some time with me.
Oh, you're my favorite. So, I'm always going to do that. But yeah, so the cool thing is that Coleman Camping Gear has delivered a lot of camping showers. So we can get a relief. I mean, we'll have to use bottled water to fill it up, but it warms up, hangs your shower ahead. And I was on the bus yesterday going to Chicago. I coordinated the delivery. So it's delivered in a warehouse, and we're going to start, I think Monday when Karen Weaver gets back, we're going to start getting those delivered and given out to people so we can have a break, a day or two. We'd have to use bottled water, but it'd be nice to have a break to shower in our own homes without using our tap water.
And where's Karen Weaver right now? Is she in DC?
Yeah, she's at the Congress of Mayors. So, so she's getting some work done. Always. She's a busy lady. I talked to her last night on the bus ride home for a little bit. She was just getting on the plane. And, just to kind of go over everything that was going on and to talk about the camping showers and stuff and just everything moving forward. And we were happy to get $2 million yesterday from the state, which is better than the zero. But we know it's just a teeny tiny little drop in the bucket. But at least we can get started ripping pipes out ASAP.
Have you ever worked as hard as your life for no money? I mean, you have all this money floating around you, but personally, it's like, whoa.
No, I'm actually in the hole because I'm not working. I'm on sick leave. I am actually very sick. So I have no paycheck. I am making no money, and I have never in my life worked this hard, period, for a check or not for a check. So I've never fielded so many phone calls, emails, messages. Yeah, never.
Your phone blows up, your voicemail is full, and you're working on Red Bull from the kindness of your drummer.
Yes. Yes. Just so I can make it through the concert tonight, which is going to be great because I'll be a little bit of me. It'll be a little bit of pre-water disaster, Melissa. I'll be listening to my heavy metal, and but at my shows, I even bust my butt because I MC, I do photos. Oh, Adam, hey boys, can somebody plug my camera in?
And you're a mom.
And I have 3 amazing sons, one of which is homesick today. He's on antibiotics, my youngest one. It's right there, baby. Can you pull the battery out and plug the charger in? And please don't let mommy forget that. So, yeah, and then we also do raffles. So I do all that while I'm at my show, while enjoying the bands. So we have 10 bands across 2 days. So I'm excited, and also I know I'm going to be really tired. So
what drives you so much? Obviously, it's the Red Bull that you're chugging right now.
That helps me. Well, one, I love my bands. So with the concerts, one, I want to have fun, and I want one of my best friends to have a great birthday. And I love watching my bands put on a great show and watching people have a good time. And on the other hand, there's the water. We are so close to moving forward. We're so close, like we can almost see that end goal. And there's so much work that needs to be done. I feel like it's snowballing into just something huge. Especially I spoke with Lois Gibbs yesterday from the Center for Health, Environment, and Justice. And there's so many cities that they need us to fix this. They need us to survive this disaster because we can be a shining example of, yes, tragedy happens, tragedy strikes, crimes happen. This is criminal, what's been done to us. But we can fix it. We can fix it ourselves and make a healthier city for ourselves. So getting to that goal and that, saving, I guess, just making a better life for the kids. They don't need to be living with bottled water and poison water and all that stuff. Nobody's kids do. So the fact that we're moving closer to that safe water every day, and that we could be an example for all these other cities facing all this, I guess that's a big, huge part of it, is just we're actually making change. And that's exciting because, everybody said that we couldn't. Everybody said, you're never going to get them to switch back to Detroit. You're never going to get a new mayor into office. You're never going to get them to listen to you. Well, I guess never's already come and gone. So when they say you're never going to get those pipes replaced, guess what? We got $2 million to start it. So we need, I don't know, like 98 million more, but whatever,
It doesn't seem like you guys have any issues with raising money. The money seems to be pouring in.
Well, where it's going, that's another question. We need the money from the state to fix the infrastructure. But as for the donations, people are donating water and money, but it's going to the agencies, and a lot of us aren't seeing it. So we're still volunteering on the weekends. We're still canvassing, going door to door to find out, what services people have and what services they need. And then I'm still making water deliveries throughout the week. Private donations that come in, we still send it where they need to go because there's still people falling through the cracks.
Where's the National Guard? Are they gone?
They are not delivering door to door anymore. They are just passing it out at the fire stations.
They're getting $2 million for their services. They're not going door to door.
Nope. And that's why Karen said, you can pay us that $2 million. We can pay citizens to deliver water because we're already doing it. We're already doing it. And it would be nice to get some gas money, But yeah, they're getting $2 million to do this. And there's so many people going without. So it's feast or famine around here with the water. It's either you have way too much or you don't have enough. And so we got to try to find a way to level that out. And that's the citizens that are filling in the cracks.
So let's get back to Steve Harvey. Tell us about the experience.
It was cool.
Did anybody throw chairs? I
know
that you did a little photo op outside of Jerry Springer.
That's because he used to be the mayor of Cincinnati, and that's down where I used to grow up. So I thought my husband would get a kick out of that. That it was the signs for the Jerry Springer show. And then Bishop jumped in the photo with me, but I thought that'd be funny. It was very emotional. Like Steve actually got mad. Like he couldn't stop swearing basically in between segments because he was so upset. The more he heard, the more people spoke, the more he got upset and he was like, this has to stop. This has to stop. He's like, I know my show's not going to stop it, but I want people to see how bad it is. So the experts were great. Some of the people's questions were great. There were some people that kind of got over emotional, but it was people that weren't from Flint. So I guess if people from outside are getting mad, good, because one, it's not okay what's happening to us, but they need to be prepared because it can happen to them. There was a couple people, there was one person in particular I wish hadn't have spoke because he gave incorrect information to Steve Harvey, and it upset Steve. And, you know, so I think the message was a little skewed because of that. But overall, he was just furious. He was like, wait, you're still paying the bills? You still have to shower in this? Where are the FEMA tanks? You know, where are the big water buffaloes? You know, it's the same question everybody asks. Why isn't there more help? And then he was just like, your governor's stupid. He was like, that is a very stupid man. And so, yeah. So for the most part, it was good. It was just very, very emotional. And I don't think he was expecting it to be that bad, to be honest with you. So I think he was taken aback by that. So, yeah. So, and it went an hour and a half over, the taping did. So he had a lot to say, and he was trying to give us like very good, positive, uplifting things to go home on. You know, what to do. You know, obviously take care of yourself. Don't sit around and just wait for the government to take care of you, which of course we haven't been. You know, we've been fighting and not sitting around and waiting. And there's a lot that can be done in our community, and you know, we all agree on that. So, and that's what we're doing. So that was cool.
How long was the bus ride to Chicago?
We had a great bus driver. We actually had a $1.1 million bus. It was the MSU team bus. So that sucker was comfy. I still don't sleep on vehicles, so I sat next to Lena from Food and Water Watch and just talked her ear off the entire time. I guess it amazes even me how long I can actually talk. But we talked about plans and ideas and proposals and stuff to just get more work done. So it was about 5 hours. I'm trying to like count in my head. It was about 5 hours. It was, yeah, because there's a time change and stuff in the meantime. But yeah, it was about 5 hours, and so it was easy going. We didn't hit a whole lot of traffic and stuff. And Chicago looked beautiful. That's a few seconds that we were on Lakeshore Drive. But yeah, so that was cool. It was definitely worth it.
And it was a full bus. There were people from Detroit, people from Flint.
No, it was just all Flint people. And Lena came with me. She was my guest, but it was mostly, it was all Flint, but there was a lot of people that drove up. So it was one bus for the people who were going to be on the floor audience. And then there was a whole bunch of people from Flint that drove up, and Detroit that drove up. So, so that was pretty cool. It was a packed studio. It was full. And it was cool. And he, in between segments, I mean, he'd tell jokes, he'd laugh to lighten the mood a little bit, He was very friendly, and it's always good to see people get so thrown off by this and so disgusted by this and so angry that they can't even speak. Somebody who speaks on TV gets choked up. That's good to see, because then they're that they're seeing the real human cost of this. So it was good. It was good.
That segment's going to air next week.
Yes, yeah, next Thursday, I believe. So yeah, it's a whole hour-long thing he did, and so it was good. It was good. I was asked to do my fight for it speech at the end, but it had taken a life of its own with the emotion, so I didn't get a chance to. And plus, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel like it because there were so many there was people crying and stuff, and I'm like, you know what? He's getting the message across, so I let him do it. But yeah, so I didn't stand up and speak. See, I don't always have to talk, except for right now while I'm talking about not talking. But yeah, no, it just wasn't right. It just felt good to let them, and they had a lot of questions, especially for the doctor. And she's from DC, so she's dealt with lead poisoning on a grand scale before. So it was good to hear from her, because we hear the same old that, and not that she wasn't an alarmist, but she was a realist that, yeah, this is bad. This is bad. You can't bathe. You need to take care of you, and every single one of you needs to get tested. And that's another thing that we don't hear a lot here. We hear about how the children need to be tested, and they do, but there haven't been a lot of programs for adults. I think Molina Healthcare and Hamilton Healthcare are doing free testing for adults this week, which is great because there's a gentleman that just came out with he's an adult and he has 5 times the toxic level of lead in his blood. And there's no reason. I mean, yes, it's going to delay and it's going to damage the brain growth of these kids. But then we also have to remember that your brain grows and develops until you're 25. So then there's young adults there. And then again, I'm a shining example. I'm 37 and next Thursday, I go in for a consultation on a liver biopsy, because the seizures aren't stopping, the tremors are worse, and the throwing up every day is less than awesome. They think that I've got some kind of inflammation going through my abdomen at this point in time. My body's having an allergic reaction to something, and it's swelling up and pushing on my organs. So me and food aren't friends. So that was the trip, and it was cool to see a bunch of different people that I didn't know, because instead of going with a bunch of activists and stuff and water warriors and the people that are always marching and protesting, this was they had found a different list. The studio had put a different list together of families and people that hadn't had a chance to speak up and say their piece yet. So I think that it was really good that they got to speak as well. They got to ask questions about their children. They got to talk about what their families were going through. So it was good. I mean, yes, of course, there were activists on the bus, of course, because, we're all involved. But to see different people who never got a chance to stand out before actually finally get a time and a moment to stand out, I think that was awesome. But yeah, it was a good bus trip, and hopefully this continues. There's several other networks that have contacted me and a few other people to do something kind of similar, maybe a town hall, maybe not. But yeah, so I guess we are still recording, and I lost you for a second. I will keep talking. So today we had the march with Reverend Jesse Jackson and Judge Mathis and Phaedra from Atlanta Housewives, which I didn't really know who she was, but I did some looking up. And then, of course, Rhonda told me, she's an attorney. And I'm like, oh, my goodness. So I had a lot of questions for her. And she was super nice. And she's been to Flint before to rally for us. And one of the things that she had done was I think she said 15 years ago, she had sued on behalf of a lead-poisoned child and had won a pretty big settlement. So she said, with everything that's happened to us, we have a very good case, and it's definitely worth fighting for, and we're definitely making a change. And she said we're setting history. So it was cool to march next to her. I got to speak in the church, and the church was packed. It was huge, and it was so hot in there. And then we went outside, and the march was just blocks long, and it was just such an honor to march next to so many civil rights heroes. And so yeah, that was something that I'm never going to forget for sure, because I love every march that we've had and every protest that we've had, but this was huge. And to see people from all over and to see so many Flint people out standing up for their rights, that was huge. But yeah, I was recapping the march this morning. I rolled right into that.
Oh, great. Yeah.
But I was talking about how I got to talk to Phaedra, and she's cool, from the Atlanta Housewives. She's a very intelligent, she's a mom and a very intelligent attorney. And she talked about a lawsuit she had sued on behalf of a lead-poisoned child. So, so she was, so I got to march next to her and march next to Reverend Jackson. And of course, still this pin.
What does the pin say?
It's it says Rainbow. It's the Rainbow Push Coalition member. So so I love the message, and he says it every time. This affected all of us. This is not a white problem. This is not a black problem. This is an everybody problem, and again, it's not just.
I think he keeps saying that this is a crime scene.
Yes, because this is done to us. This has been done to us, and it's still being done to us. So the fact that he's calling it a crime scene is just, there's no other way to do it. I mean, this is a crime. There was a cover-up involved, and people got sick and people died. This is a crime scene, and it's an ongoing crime. And so the whole theme for today's march was from water bottles to water pipes to reconstruction. The whole point is, thank you for the water bottles from donations. We need them to get by right now, but we can't live on it. There's no dignity in living on it. And so we need the pipes in the ground, and we need our own workers to do it. We need the money to stay in Flint. We don't need any more outside help, especially from the state, because hello, we've been under state control for the past several years, and look how good that turned out. 100,000 poisoned people, probably not going to do that. So we don't need the state's control anymore. The state needs to cough the money up because they're the ones that broke it. They need to buy it, and they need to replace our pipes. They just need to punt the money in. Our mayor's got a plan. She's smart. It's a good plan. She worked with the mayor of Lansing, who just replaced their infrastructure. They have a scientifically wonderful way to do it, and it can get done fast. So, and we've got hundreds upon hundreds of union plumbers and pipe fitters that can do this. And so we have, I mean, I met a guy on the bus yesterday. He is a plumber, a union plumber, and he's unemployed, can't find a job. We have a water crisis here in Flint. We need our pipes replaced. How is this happening? So no, we no longer we don't want outside state help. We just want the money to fix this, and we're going to fix it ourselves. So, and that's the cool part about Reverend Jackson. Every single thing he said has been from asking us, what do you need here? What do you want here? And then he talks about urban reconstruction. We are going to be that shining example that the water, kind of like, I guess he was like talking about like, I think one of the pastors was talking about like Noah's Ark, how it wipes everything clean. It's a fresh start. Well, this bad tainted water is going to trigger a fresh start for Flint. We'll be able to have new infrastructure. We'll be able to attract new businesses, have the economy grow here from the people who can work and replace these, but it needs to be by Flint hands. So that's the whole point of the march today. And that's been his message from day one. So, like I said, I've been fortunate to be able to talk to a lot of actually, I guess, famous people, whatever you want to say, famous, powerful, inspirational people. And he's got to be one of my favorites just because his message is, it's all of you. It's not a race issue. Unfortunately, there's definitely racial implications with the emergency manager law. You cannot deny that. But when it came to the water crisis, it got all of us. Nobody was more or less poisoned because of their skin color or background or religion. None of that. So this is a class issue, and that is something I highly respect because we don't need any more division in this city. So that's been his strong message the entire time. And of course, now I've done my research about what the Rainbow Coalition's been about, and I'm just like, okay, I can support that. I can support the uniting of poor people. Since there seems to be no middle class anymore, the poor people need to stand up because we can make a difference, and that this water crisis can make or break this election. What are these people going to do to make it different? So we can actually have a big influence, and it should teach people that their vote matters. And he said it today. Reverend Jackson said it today. He said, if you didn't vote, you voted for Snyder. So your vote is important, and you need to do this. So yeah, this was my short march, and we had paused for a second, and there was reporters there actually from France asking me some questions and stuff. Yeah, there was news crews from France, Australia, from all over today. Phaedra's great. So yeah, I was trying to get, and then plus my camera kept flipping, but I was trying to get.
What's with the shovels?
The shovels in the ground. They were representative shovels. We want shovels in the ground. That means there's going to be a start. So that was, yeah. So a couple guys had 2 shovels.
How many people showed up?
Hundreds. She was great. Hundreds upon hundreds of people. It was huge. I've never seen that many people. I kept trying to that's why I kept trying to put the camera over my head behind me to see how many people, just how far back it went, because that was in front of us. There was obviously a lot of security. There was when we got in the van afterwards to go to a luncheon, there was another unmarked armed vehicle behind us. I'm like, oh my goodness. But yeah, so I tried to get behind us to show, and this was the banner they made about rebuilding Flint. My poor phone kept trying to flip around. But it was a sea of people. I'll tell you what's going to be awesome. There were people that were on the overpass right before we got to the water treatment plant, and they got pictures of the entire march. Plus, there was a helicopter above, so I would love to see that news footage. I've never seen that many people at one time in Flint. I knew it was going to be big, but to go from a couple hundred people like we've had to a sea of people that went so far back, and it was all wrapped around I don't know. It was overwhelming, and it was amazing because, I'm thinking 13 months ago, We just started with like 100 people. Actually, yeah, February 14th, there was 100 people, I think it was 100 people in 10-degree weather, snowing sideways, marching for this, marching for a change, marching for clean, safe water in Flint, including Bob Bocock right there. And today there was hundreds upon hundreds of people marching with us. So the past year, we've made a difference. We've made a difference, and I hope it inspires people. I really do. I really hope that people see that, that you can make a difference. It doesn't matter if you're poor. It doesn't matter what your background is. You can make a difference. And I think we did. And we're just going to keep getting louder. Reverend Harris, Pastor Harris, is one of my favorite people. He said, this isn't a touchdown. This is, or actually, no, he repeated Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson said it. This is not a touchdown. This is a first down. This is one step. We're going to get louder. We're going to get busier. We're going to push for more. We're going to march on DC. We're going to march on Lansing. We're going to march in different cities for Flint and for urban reconstruction everywhere.
So why don't you just give us a update on the rally, the march today, and then we'll let you go because it doesn't stop.
I got to do something about the face, the tired face. I'm in total goofball exhaustion mode, and I have to do this tonight and tomorrow night, and then Sunday my band has a show that but I'm not running it though. I'm just gonna go and enjoy Flaw, which I love that band. Okay, so today, the march was spectacular. There's some great signs, tons of people, and I will post pics from my phone that I took. Just so many people in the church. The rally was awesome. People were so fired up. And then we went outside and the march was it was wrapped around the block. It was so many people. So I'm just impressed with the change and the growth. And people from all over. People drove up from Ohio. They drove in from different states to come march for us and with us. And for people out there, you know who you are, who said we don't need Reverend Jackson or anyone coming in to help us. We've had lots of marches. We've never had that many people come in. We've never had people coming in from other states to support what's going on. So I appreciate Reverend Jackson and Judge Mathis and Phaedra, all these people, Michael Moore and Rachel Maddow, who put this on their platform and said, hey, this is bad. Do what you can do to help these people. Show them that they're not forgotten, that they're not a throwaway people, and stand up with them. So to all those people, who you are, who said we don't need any outside help, yes, we do. And today proved it because, oh my goodness, there's just so many people that were there for us. And I thank them for marching with us and for us. And I just letting them know that, you know what, if it happens to you, we got your back. Flint's there for you too. So this is never going to be forgotten. All the support, everybody, even you. There. If it happens to you, we're going to have your back because we've been through it. And you know what? It's just the way this country is going. They're not taking care of infrastructure, and profit over people keeps happening. So every time this happens, just, I keep telling people, I was like, let me know. Now I'm standing with the people of Hannibal, Missouri, the families in Bridgeton, Missouri, that it's going to be Chernobyl at this point in time soon, the families in Pennsylvania, the families in DC, the families in Louisiana. We stand with them too, because anywhere that anybody's getting poisoned and nobody's listening, it has to stop. It has to stop.
The moms in St. Louis.
Yes. That Bridgeton, Missouri, that's terrifying to me. The fact that it could at any given time be a Chernobyl, like that dump that's on fire can hit Manhattan Project waste and just wipe them all out is, it's already the fact that, when Lois called me about it and said there's 300% increase in childhood cancers. There's another lady, she was like, well, I have lupus. I'm like, me too. Look what's been done to our bodies, and look what we've been forced to endure because they told us that we're wrong, that we're crazy. Nobody cares because you're a poor community. Well, guess what? Today was proof that people care. People are listening and they care, and they're willing to mobilize for you and with you. Because again, this can happen to anyone, and it is happening. I think Bob Bocock said yesterday that there was 100 different communities that were in crisis just like us. So, you know what? We just have to unite. All the cities have to unite and stand together. And this is a good start. This is the beginning. And Reverend Jackson said it. He's like, this is the beginning of an environmental justice movement. And I'm like, cool. I'm glad to be a part of it. So.
You must be so excited every day.
Every single day, there's like there's always like little drawbacks, and there's little things like the governor does something stupid or won't give us the money. But every time I hear something from somebody that says, "Hey, we're going through this, and we're doing what you did. What can we do next?" Or, thank you for listening to us. We've got your back. And every time I see cities unite, and every time somebody says what's happening to Flint is wrong, we need to stop this. Yes, one more voice for us, for them, for everyone in this country that's getting poisoned, and the world. I'm thrilled. We're doing something. So again, a year ago, they told me I was crazy, I was a liar, I was making it up, I was a rabble-rouser, I was expletive. I was putting a black eye on Flint. Guess what? A whole bunch of people got together. Citizens did this. Citizens stood up together and said, we don't believe you. We don't buy you. We're not going to buy your fake garbage science and your excuses. No, we're not going to take it anymore. We don't have to. We're standing up. And guess what? You better be ready because we're coming. So, yeah, I guess I'm a little fired up. It's a good thing I'm going to a metal concert tonight. So yeah, but that's what it is don't ever underestimate the underdog, because pretty soon they could turn the tables and will no longer be the underdog. So, wow, I got some fighting words left in me today. After I gave 2 speeches today, so I didn't think I had much left in me, but maybe I should get a sponsorship. Hint. And I don't need money. I just need a lifetime stock of caffeine. So, and I thank you for always giving me a platform to speak and to express like what it's like on the ground here, because I know a lot of people don't see it and don't know how much work goes into it by everybody. We're all fighting here. Everybody's busy. Everybody's got so much going on, but it's for an awesome cause. So, yeah, so I got to go get my metal clothes on because, I got my Flint hoodie on, but yeah, I got to go do my thing. Oh, what a mess. Every time you drop from the call, Jack, all I'm doing is fixing my makeup. I don't know if this is live, but I think it's okay that everybody sees me for the big goofball that I actually am. So, start fixing my eyeliner. Oh, some days I don't. Goodness. Well, that's what bright lights are for. Anyway, I don't know if you're still going to see this. We do a blooper reel. Every time you drop out, I totally am checking my makeup and my camera.
Really? Well, it's being recorded. This whole thing is being recorded, yes. So.
You can leave it in. I'm up here zooming in on my eyes, going, look at a mess. I got these bags under my eyes. I'm like, oh, well.
Okay.
Let's just...
So before I get dumped off again, I guess we could just close it up. How did the day end for you, or how did the march end for you?
The march ended with, bye, I'll be over at the shop soon. The march ended with getting put in a van. And I was like, where am I going? I'm being hustled into a van. But then we went to one of the churches who provided us a lunch and to talk about strategy and to talk about we're not done. We got a lot more to do. And there's some cool things we're going to be planning with all the groups in Flint, all the activists, everybody who wants to be in on this. This is an everybody coalition, and this is an everybody movement. So I'm excited. And then, of course, my husband finally got to meet Reverend Jackson, and both of them said nice things about me. They're full of crap. And then I stole Jesse's pin. Well, he demanded I take it.
Sounds like
that was actually my highlight. I pin jacked Reverend Jesse Jackson in a church. But he had a really cool purple Flint Lives Matter shirt that somebody made for him, and I was gonna shirt jack it, and that was cool. Purple's my favorite color. But no, it was cool. Like, everybody left on a very high note that this was great, but this is only the beginning. Yeah. So more work to be done, but hey, progress.
And stay tuned.
Definitely stay tuned. And thank you. I said nice things about you when I cut out too. It wasn't just my makeup.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to end this thing. So thanks so much. And
no problem.
Good luck for tonight.
Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye.